Hello friends, welcome to i-TUTOR NCERT series. Today we are going to discuss Class 12 Geography NCERT, India, People and Economy, Chapter 7, Transport and Communication. So, all the production is meant for consumption. From the fields and factory, the produce is brought to place from where consumers purchase it. It is the transportation of these items from the site of their production to the market which make them available to the consumer. The use of transport and communication depends upon our need to move things from place of their availability to the place of their use. Okay, so why we use transport and communication? Because the use of transport and communication depends upon our need to move things from place of their availability. Okay, so from the place of their availability to the place of their use. Okay, from the available place to the useful place. Okay, so that is why we use transport and communication. Human beings use various methods to move goods, commodities, ideas from one place to another. So look at this following diagram. These are measures of means of transport. First one, land, water and air. Okay, so there are three types of transport systems. First one, land. Second one, water. Then air. Land through road, pipeline and railway. Okay, so this is the subdivision of the land transport. Second one, water, consists of inland and seaways and ocean routes. Next one, air, that is national and international. Okay, so these are some of the means of transport. So first one, land transport. The pathways and the unmetalled roads have been used for transportation in India since ancient times. With the economic and technological development, metalled roads and railways were developed to move large volume of goods and people from one place to another. Ropeways, cableways and pipelines were devised to cater to the demand of transporting specific goods under special circumstances. Okay, so that is the land transport. So first one, it consists of road transport. India has one of the second largest road network in the world with a total length of about 62.16 lakh kilometer. Okay. About 85% of the passenger and 70% of the freight traffic are carried by roads every year. The road transport is relatively suitable for shorter distance travel. Okay, so it's mainly useful for the short distance travel. The road transport is suitable for shorter distance travel. Road transport in modern sense was very limited in India before World War II. The first serious attempt was made in 1943 when the Nagpur plan was drawn. This plan could not be implemented due to a lack of coordination among the princely states and British India. After independence, 20-year road plans 1961 was introduced to improve the conditions of roads in India. Okay, so after independence, what the 20-year road plan that was introduced for what, to improve the conditions of the roads in India. However, roads continue to concentrate in and around urban centers. Rural and remote areas had the least connectivity by road. For the purpose of construction and maintenance, roads are classified as national highways, that is NH, then state highways SH, and major district roads and rural roads. Okay, so the roads are classified into national highways, state highways, major district roads and rural roads. Okay, so this is for this classifications to for the purpose of construction and maintenance. Okay, first one is national highway or NH. The main roads which are constructed and maintained by the central government. Okay, so this is the national highways are constructed and maintained by the central government, and this is known as national highways. These roads are meant for interstate transport and movement of defense, men and material in strategic areas. So what is the purpose of these roads? This is meant for interstate transport and the movement of defense, men and material in strategic areas. These also connect the state capitals, major cities, important ports, railway junctions, etc. Okay, so the national highways, they connect state capitals, major cities, important ports, railway connections, etc. Okay, the length of the national highways has increased from 19,700 km in 1951 to 1,36,440 km in 2020. Okay, so there is a big increase. There is a uh, uh, there's a seeable increase in this trend. That is from 19,700 km in 1951 to 1,36,440 km in 2020. Okay, so the national highways constitute only about 2% of the total road length but carry 40% of the road traffic. Okay, so it only constitutes about 2% of the total road length but it carry 40% of the road traffic. The National Highway Authority of India, that is NHAI, was operationalized in 1995. It is an autonomous body under Ministry of Surface Transport. Okay, so the National Highway Authority of India or the NHAI that was operationalized in 1995 and it's an autonomous body under Ministry of Surface Transport. It is entrusted with the responsibility of development, maintenance, and operation of national highways. Okay, so the NHAI has the responsibility to develop, maintenance, and operation of national highways. This is also the apex body to improve the quality of the roads designated as national highways. Now, second one is state highways. These are constructed and maintained by state government. Okay, so the state highways, as the name denotes, it was constructed and maintained by the state governments. They join the state capitals with district headquarters and other important roads. Okay, so these joins, okay, or the state highways, they join the state capitals with the district headquarters and other important towns. These roads are connected to the national highways. Okay, so these state highways, they are connected to the national highways. Next one is district roads. These roads are connecting link between district headquarters and the other important nodes in the districts. Then rural roads. These roads are vital for providing links in the rural areas. About 80% of the total road length in India are categorized as rural roads. Okay, so about 80% of the total road length that's in India are categorized as rural roads. There is regional variations in the density of rural roads because these are influenced by the nature of the terrain. So the rural roads, they are influenced by the nature of the terrain. Okay. Now other roads. Other roads include border roads and international highways. The Border Road Organization, that is BRO, was established in May 1960 for accelerating economic development and strengthening defense preparedness through rapid and coordinated improvements of strategically important roads along the northern and northeastern boundary of the country. So it's mainly in the northern and northeastern boundary of the country. It is a premier multifaceted construction agency. It has constructed roads in high altitude mountain terrains joining Chandigarh with Manali, that's in Himachal Pradesh, and Leh, that's in Ladakh. And these roads runs at an average altitude of 4,270 meters above the mean sea level. Okay, so that is the border roads and international highways. Now, look at here, National Highway Development Projects. The NHAI has taken up some major projects in the country under different phases. That's first one is the Golden Quadrilateral, then second one is the North, South and East-West corridors. Okay, so these are some of the projects by the NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. Now, you can read this from here. Okay. Apart from the construction and maintenance of roads in strategically sensitive areas, the BRO also undertakes snow clearance in high altitude areas. Okay, so they also undertake snow clearance in the high altitude areas. The international highways are meant to promote the harmonious relationship with the neighboring countries by providing effective links with India. Now, second one is rail transport. Here also there is a scheme called Bharatmala Pariyojana, that is a road to country's infrastructure development. Okay, so this is a Bharatmala Pariyojana envisages development of about 26,000 km length of economic corridors, which along with the Golden Quadrilateral and North, South and East-West corridors. These are expected to carry majority of freight traffic on roads. The program focusing on development of ring roads, bypass and elevated corridors to decongest the traffic passing through cities and enhance logistic efficiency. Okay, so that is the Bharatmala Pariyojana. Next one is the road transport. Sorry, rail transport. Indian Railways network is one of the longest in the world. Okay, so Indian Railway is one of the longest railway system in the world. It facilitates the movement of both freight and passengers and contribute to the growth of economy. Indian Railway was introduced in 1853 when a line was constructed from Bombay to Thane, covering a district of 34 km. The Indian Railway is the largest government undertaking in the country. So Indian Railway is the largest government undertaking in India. The length of Indian Railway network is 67,956 km. Its very large size puts a lot of pressure on centralized railway management system. Thus, in India, the railway system has been divided into 17 zones. Okay, so to control this pressure or control this vast size or the large size, the Indian railway system has been divided into 17 zones. Indian Railway has launched an extensive program to convert the meter and narrow gauge of broad gauge to broad gauge. Moreover, steam engines have been replaced by diesel and electric engines. This step has increased the speed as well as the haulage capacity. The replacement of steam engines run by coal has also improved the environment of the station. Metro rail has revolutionized the urban transport system in India. A replacement of diesel buses by CNG run vehicles along with the introduction of metro is a welcome step towards controlling the air pollution in urban centers. Now, area around towns, raw materials producing areas and plantations and other commercial crops, hill stations and cantonment towns were well connected by railways from British colonial era. These were mostly developed for the exploitation of resources. Then after independence of the country, railway routes have been extended to other areas too. The most significant development has been developed of the Konkan Railway along the western coast, providing a direct link between Mumbai and Mangaluru. Okay, so the Konkan Railway, it gives a direct link between Mumbai and Mangaluru. Railway continues to remain the main means of transport for the masses. Railway network is relatively less dense in the hill states, northeastern states, central parts of India and Rajasthan. Okay, so the railway network relatively less dense in the hill states, the northeastern states and central part of India and Rajasthan. Okay. Now, next one is water transport. Waterways is an important mode of transport for both passengers and cargo traffic in India. It is the cheapest means of transport and is most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky material. It is a fuel efficient and eco-friendly mode of transport. The water transport is of two types. First one is inland waterways and second one is oceanic waterways. So what is inland waterways? It was the chief mode of transport before the advent of railways. Okay, so the inland waterways are the chief mode of transport before the advent of railways. It, however, faced tough competition from the road and railway transport. Moreover, diversion of river water for irrigation purposes made them non-navigable in large part of their courses. Okay, so the diversion of river water for irrigation purposes, this made them non-navigable in large parts of their courses. India has 14,500 km of navigable waterways, contributing about 1% to the country's transportation. It comprises river, canals, backwaters, creeks, etc. For the development, maintenance and regulation of national waterways in the country, the Inland Waterways Authority was set up in 1986. Okay, so for the development, maintenance and regulation of national waterways, the Inland Waterways Authority that was constructed or that was set up in 1986. In order to create a wide waterways network and to promote inland water transport in the country as an economical, environment-friendly supplementary mode of transport to rail and road. 111 inland waterways, including 5 national waterways declared earlier, were declared as national waterways by the National Waterways Act 2016. Okay, so there is 111 inland waterways that including 5 national waterways. Okay, so and were declared as national waterways by the National Waterway Act 2016. Now look at this. National Waterway 1, that's Prayagraj Haldia stretch. Okay, Haldia stretch. It's one of the most important waterways in India, which is navigable by mechanical boats up to Patna and by ordinary boats up to Haridwar. It is divided into three parts for developmental purpose. Haldia Faraka, that is 560 km, then Faraka Patna, then Patna Prayagraj. Okay, so first one Haldia Faraka, then Faraka Patna, and finally Patna Prayagraj. Okay. Next, National Waterway second, Sadia Dubrid stretch. Okay, that is a stretch of this national waterway. Brahmaputra is navigable by steamers up to Dibruga, which is shared by India and Bangladesh. Third one is the NW3 Kottapuram Kollam stretch. It includes 168 kilometers of West Coast Canal along with the Chambagara Canal. Okay, Chambagara Canal, that is 40 kilometer, and Udyog Mandal Canal. Okay. Next one, National Waterway 4. Specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna rivers along with the Kakinada, Puducherry stretch of canals. Then National Waterway 5, specified stretch over river Brahmani along with the Matai river, delta canals of Mahanadi, Brahmani rivers and east coast canals. So that these are some of the important waterways in India. Now, the Inland Waterways Authority has also identified 10 other inland waterways which could be upgraded. The backwaters, that is Kayal, of Kerala has specific significance in inland waterway. Apart from providing chief means of transport, they are also attracting a large number of tourists in Kerala. The famous Nehru Trophy boat race, that is called Vallamkali, is also held in the backwaters. Okay, so that's about the inland waterways. Next one is oceanic routes. India has a vast coastline of approximately 7,517 km, including islands. 12 major and 200 minor ports provide infrastructure support to these routes. Okay, so there are 12 major and 200 minor ports. They support the infrastructure support to these routes. Oceanic routes play an important role in the transport sector of India's economy. Approximately 95% of India's foreign trade by volume and 70% by value moves through the ocean routes. Okay, so 95% of India's foreign trade by volume and 70% by value that moves through the ocean routes. Apart from international trade, these are also used for the purpose of transportation between islands and the rest of the country. Okay, so the oceanic routes, they are also used for the used to transportation between the islands and the rest of the country. Next one is air transportation. Air transport is the fastest means of movement from one place to other. Okay, so this is the fastest means of movement. It has reduced distance by minimizing the travel time. It is essential for the vast country. It is essential for a vast country like India, where distances are larger and the terrain and climatic conditions are diverse. Okay, so we know India have a diverse terrain and climatic conditions. So it's essential for India. The air transportation is essential for India. Air transport in India made a beginning in 1911 when air mail operation commenced over a little distance of 10 km between Allahabad and Naini. But its real development took place in the post-independent period. The Airport Authority of India, okay, the Airport Authority of India is responsible for providing safe, efficient air traffic and aeronautical communication service in the Indian airspace. Pawan Hans is a helicopter service operating in hilly areas and is widely used by tourists in northeastern sector. Okay, so this is the Pawan Hail. Okay, the Pawan Hans, that's a helicopter service and is mainly used in the tourist in northeastern sector. In addition, Pawan Hans Limited mainly provides helicopter service to petroleum sector and for tourism. Okay, so that's about the air transportation. Next one is oil and gas pipelines. Okay. Pipelines are the most convenient and efficient mode of transporting liquids and gases over long distance. Okay, so the pipelines are the most convenient and efficient mode of transport for liquids and gases over long distance. Even solids can also be transported by pipelines after converting them into slurry. Oil India Limited, oil, under the administrative setup of the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas is engaged in the exploration, production, and transportation of crude oil and natural gas. It was incorporated in 1959 as a company. Asia's first cross-country pipeline covering a distance of 1,157 km was constructed by OIL, that is Oil India Limited, from Naharkatia oil field in Assam to Barauni refinery in Bihar. It was further extended up to Kanpur in 1966. GAIL Limited was set up in 1984 as the public sector undertaking to transport, process, and market natural gas for its economic use. The first 1,700 km long Hazira Vijaypur Jagadishpur, that is HVJ, cross-country gas pipeline constructed by GAIL linked Mumbai High and Basin gas field with the various fertilizers, power, and industrial complex in western and northern India. This artery provides impetus to Indian gas market development. Overall, India's gas infrastructure has expanded over 10 times from 1,700 km to 18,500 km of cross-country pipelines and is expected to soon reach over 34,000 km as gas grid by linking all the gas sources and consuming markets across the country, including northeastern states. So it's also include the northeastern states. Okay. Next one is communication network. Human beings have evolved different methods of communication over time. In earlier times, the messages were delivered by beating the drum or hollow tree trunks, giving indications through smoke or fire, or with the help of fast runners. Horses, camels, dogs, birds, and other animals were also used to send messages. Initially, the means of communication were also the means of transportation. Invention of post office, telegraph, printing press, telephone, satellites, etc. has made the communication much faster and easier. Development in the field of science and technology has significantly contributed in bringing about revolution in the field of communication. People use different modes of communication to convey messages. On the basis of scale and quality, the mode of communication can be divided into first one, personal communication system. What is called personal communication system? Among all the personal communication system, internet is the most effective and advanced one. We know about the internet system. So internet is the most effective and advanced one. It is widely used in the urban areas. So internet is mainly used in the urban areas, but nowadays it also used in the rural areas also. It enables the users to establish direct contact through email to get access to the world of knowledge and information. Okay, so it's help for the knowledge and information. It is increasingly used for the e-commerce, that is electronic commerce, and carrying out money transaction. The internet is like a huge central warehouse of data with detailed information on various items. The network through internet and email provides an efficient access to information at a comparatively low cost. Okay, so it is very cost efficient. Okay, that is very low cost. It has only low cost. It enables us with the basic facilities of direct communication. Okay, that is the personal communication system. Next one. Next one is the mass communication system. So what do you mean by mass communication? Means there's a mass of people. Okay, there's a people. Okay, not personal. First one is radio. Radio broadcasting started in India in 1923 by the Radio Club of Bombay. Since then, it gained immense popularity and changed the socio-cultural life of people. Okay, so the radio changed the socio-cultural life of people. Within no time, it made a place in every household of the country. Government took this opportunity and brought this popular mode of communication under its control in 1930 under the Indian Broadcasting System. It was changed into All India Radio in 1936 and to Akashvani in 1957. Okay, so first one the Indian Broadcasting System, then changed it to All India Radio, then again it changed it to Akashvani. All India Radio broadcast a variety of programs related to information, education and entertainment. Special news bulletins are also broadcast at specific occasions like sessions of parliament and the state legislature. So that's the importance of radio in our Indian in society. Okay, so the radios are mainly used in the post-independence time. Okay, post and pre-independence time. Now television. Television broadcasting has emerged as the most effective audio-visual medium for disseminating information and educating masses. Initially, TV services were limited only to the national capital. Okay, so initially it was limited to the national capital, where it begins in 1959. After 1972, several other centers became operational. In 1976, TV was de-linked from All India Radio and got a separate identity as Doordarshan. Okay. After INSAT on A, that is National Television DD1, became operational, common national programs CNP were started for the entire network and its service were extended to the backward and remote rural areas. So that is the use of television. Next one, satellite communication. Satellites are mode of communication in themselves as well as they regulate the use of other means of communication. So the satellites are also a communication system, but and also it regulates the use of other means of communication. However, use of satellite in getting a continuous and synoptic view of larger area has made satellite communication very vital for the country due to the economic and strategic reasons. Satellite images can be used for the weather forecast, monitoring of natural calamities, surveillance of border areas, etc. On the basis of configuration and purposes, satellite system in India can be grouped into two. First one, Indian National Satellite System, that is INSAT. Okay, Indian National Satellite System, that is INSAT. And the Indian Remote Sensing Satellite System, that is IRS. Indian Remote Sensing Satellite System, IRS. The INSAT, which was established in 1983, is a multi-purpose satellite system for telecommunication, meteorological observation, and for various other data and programs. Okay, so that is the use of INSAT. INSAT established in 1983 and it's a multi-purpose satellite. INSAT is a multi-purpose satellite. It's a multi-purpose satellite. And uses are telecommunication, meteorological observation, and the various other data and programs. Next one is the IRS. The IRS satellites become operational with the launching of IRS on A in March 1988 from the Baikonur in Russia. India has also developed her own launching vehicle PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. These satellites collect data in several spectral bands and transmit them to the ground stations for various uses. The National Remote Sensing Center National Remote Sensing Center NRSC at Hyderabad provides facilities for acquisition of data and its processing. These are very useful in the management of natural resources. Okay, so that's about the chapter. If you have any doubts, you can comment below. For more videos, do like, share, subscribe.